Ladies and gentlemen, we have quite the update today. All right. Now, as you all know, the big superstar D4vd had one hell of a digital footprint. He was everywhere. He was on Twitch, Instagram. He had a Discord community in which a lot of people would interact. He had one hell of a digital footprint, and he didn't really do many favors for himself when it came to this case. But now we're starting to even uncover that Celeste Rivas, obviously, right? Celeste Rivas had one hell of a digital footprint herself, and she was literally snitching on this guy inadvertently, not realizing it, for the entire relationship. She had a burner account on Instagram basically documenting her entire statutory R word or assault or whatever you want to call it the entire time. So we're going to take a look through a couple of things. First, I want to go through Celeste and her dynamic with her family, her dynamic with her classmates, and then I want to go into some of the pictures that she actually reposted and pretty much exposed David years before the incident even happened. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. All right, so the first thing I want to cover, folks, is the way this little girl looked. We have a lot of images online that are just, recycled and reused over and over and over. But I want you guys to really get a sense of the size and age and just the look of this girl, because there's a lot of information that got leaked onto the internet by classmates, yearbook photos, and a whole bunch of things. And you tell me if she looks like she's of age, because a lot of people are saying now, because there's still supporters of David. A lot of people are saying now that she looked a lot older for her age. She just looked a lot older for her age. That's why David's brother Caleb couldn't recognize her being too young. That's why David could have, maybe confused himself. So I want to go through a few things real quick. First video, let's check this out.
Okay, it's okay.
And that's the video. Imagine that, though. I'm gonna back this up a little bit. Imagine that. She died, right, at 14. She wasn't even 14 at the time of this video. That's crazy. But look at her. I mean, you could always tell when someone's young. You start at the face. They look like they got the little baby face, the children eyes and cheeks and everything. And there's still a lot of life in their eyes too. You could definitely see that in most children. Secondary, the body looks like a toothpick. Like, what are we talking about? There's no... This is just the first video. Let me run that back and we're going to go through a few other things. Does that look like a 16, 17, 18-year-old to you? Let's be gracious. Does she even look 16? Does she even look 17? Anyway, so that's number one, right? She looks like she should be dating a 13-year-old boy. That's what she looks like to me. Let's move into this real quick, though. Somebody had posted on Reddit. It was a classmate of Celeste that was able to give us a whole montage of images, so we knew exactly what she looked like at the time of her, entering that relationship. Perfect mugshot, everything for us to see. For those of you in the back who are saying, oh, she was just looking older for her age. Let's read this first. The person said, sorry about the circles. That's genuinely just how it was printed. Even when you look at it, you can see the circles. I saw a post that asked who knew Celeste, and I did. We were in the same grade and were friends for a while. I didn't want to share personal pics, so these are all just yearbook pictures, throwaway account. So let's check this out. So we start here. And I mean, this is obviously when she was way younger, right? This looks like 9, 8, 9. This looks like the age that she was when when she was deceased right here. So this is the oldest we're ever going to get. We've seen this picture before. But this is the oldest we're ever. We're capping out at this age right here. Let's keep going. This is another one. Looks like she's at like a school lunch something. And she looked like a great person. Like, she looked fun. She looked like she had friends. She looked like she was what's the word? Like, outgoing. Like, she wasn't shelled off to herself. I feel like a lot of people who get caught up in this whole grooming thing tend to be more closed off from the world, but it didn't really seem like that on her case. Let's keep going. It's another one where she's really young. Super young. She's getting a little older here. You tell me stop when you see a photo where you tell me stop in the comments when you see a photo where you get a little confused as whether or not she's of age or not. Tell me stop. Let me know. I'll stop and we'll analyze if you find one. This again looks like she's getting a little bit older now. This probably would have been around the time she met David on Fortnite. And that's why I'm saying, man, don't keep your kids off the game, but you got to check in. Like, you have to know what you're doing. Like, let me see that friends list. Who's this person on your PlayStation? Like, let me go through. Don't even ask them. Just take it and go through it. And, just, they don't have a fucking say. Fuck them. I'm going to take your phone. There better not be no goddamn passwords, on this bitch, and I'm going to go through it. And you're not even going to know about it half the time. That's the best part. You're not even going to know about it half the time until I find something. Anyways, let's move forward. I like the Batman hoodie. And I think this is another one that has been circulating. And these are all yearbook photos, apparently, that somebody released. So just to show the public, to give us an idea of what we were dealing with, right? So all that being said, I just wanted to, lay the groundwork of that. Now I want to move forward to Celeste Rivas and her Instagram, her side of the aisle, her whole, her viewpoint from her burner account. So let's check this out. So this was posted, right? Her Instagram burner account was Dean Blunt Lover 444. That was her account. I don't know if David is just a fucking moron or something, but at some point, their two accounts, his official account and her burner account, are interacting publicly, heavily online. Now, bro, just because it's a burner, it's a Finsta, doesn't mean people aren't gonna put two and two together. You fucking moron. So let's go through a few. He says, "My princess, so handsome, got me all smiley." Sorry, that's her saying that. Now, let me just back this up real quick. Hold on. Look at this. Every time they post, she's in a hoodie and she's covered up. That should be red flag number 1. Look in the corner. That's some curly black hair coming out of a hoodie. Probably his hoodie. Nasty, bro. Like, and look at his face all serious. Like, you're dead ass serious with this child trying to. All right, I'm getting kind of flustered. The face of seriousness is what really fucks me up. Go look at this shit. Like, you're really in this relationship for real. Like, what are you doing, gang? She's not even at the mental capacity to take this shit. Trying to build and grow with a fucking 13-year-old. Oh my God. Anyways, keep going. Dean Blunt Lover. Let's keep going. So she posted this one. Disgusting. Vomit. And this is one that's been kind of circulating. Let me see if I could play this without music blasting.
What are you doing?
Cool. I'm going to play this. I had to mute the first one, but I can actually play this one without copyright music. This is Celeste's voice 100,000%. I put my stamp of approval on it. We obviously don't know for sure. She catches him on some peekaboo type shit while he's chilling, and the video cuts, but I think he's about to say, you can't be recording me, bae. Let's watch this.
Why are you doing this, yo? This is not this.
Oh, damn, that was a little bit shorter, but let me back it up. I think he said you can't be, and then the video cuts, but I'm going to play it one more time. The video cuts literally like 2 more seconds after that, so I'm not going to waste my time finding it. But the giggle, that's Celeste.
Why are you doing this, yo? This is not this.
She says, romantic homicide is greater than Lucky's whole discovery. Lucky's a rapper. That's a weird comparison. Then she posted this. Hey guys, it looks like a young picture of David. So, you know, this is like real, there's some real relationship stuff happening. Like they're publicly doing this on Instagram. This is not like close friends or nothing. This is just how life is. There's another one that says, too bad. And it's like her engagement ring. And right there, you see on her fingers, the tattoo in red, it says David. Not gonna lie, David kind of hot. That's what she posted. Then she's comparing to Lucky again. Oh, I think she compared to Lucky because of the charts. She wants him to beat him out. It says, you're funny anyways. Stream at D4vd's music. And then she posts a whole bunch of Lucky's music. So clearly it's looking like she enjoys both artists and she's kind of like stabbing at David a little bit. No pun intended. And that's why I say the internet is forever, bro. This stuff is screen recorded and saved. You think that shit just went off into the ethos? No, it didn't. The shit's still there. The shit still exists and it's still going to come back to haunt you. And I'm so glad that her burner account is being uncovered because it's just so... You get to see another perspective and it makes it that much worse. And I hope prosecution has some of this stuff. I really do. But anyways, let me move forward. There's one more that David actually reposts, right? So the same person, Dean Blunt Lover 444 posts, David, kiss, kiss, kiss. And you see David's face right here, curly black hair right there. They never show her face. For obvious reasons. Now, if you pay attention, though, you look at the profile, Dean Blunt Lover 444 is actually reposted by David himself. And at the bottom, he says, you didn't use my music, SMH. 3 crosses. That's David's signature right there. He reposted his 13-year-old girlfriend on his million-something subscriber Instagram account. Crazy. This at this point, I think we're giving David way too much credit. We're giving him way too much mastermind credit. We were giving him way too much credit. This guy's a fucking moron. He's just as dumb as Wade Wilson. That's saying something. He might be dumber than Wade Wilson. It's just masked by this little facade that he likes to cover himself with as this big, deep, introspective person. He's a fucking idiot. He's just as stupid as Wade Wilson. What the fuck, David? But anyways, there's something that also has been resurfacing, right? And I want to talk to you guys about it. Like I said in the beginning of this video, David has a sloppy digital footprint. Celeste might have a sloppy one, but his one is unmatched. His digital footprint is unmatched, and we were able to uncover something in his Discord the day after her body was found. Guess what we found? Everybody in this Discord suspected it was him immediately. Why is that? Everybody Listen, we're just going to read a few things out of David's Discord after Celeste's body was found, and I just want you to see what the general vibe was in the room. Mind you, this is his Discord. This is his little room. This is his little super fans and everything. Let's check this out. So the first person that posted in here, mind you, most of these messages are scrubbed off the internet. I think his whole Discord is basically nuked. So these are all grabbed, saved, immortalized. Someone said, did my goat somehow get brainwashed by brain rot and then went wild? I mean, that's one way of saying it. It's the first message. That's the first thing that we're seeing. But why would you immediately jump to that? Brain rot? What type of brain rot? We all know the brain rot that David's into. All that bullshit with cutting fingers off and soul ties. And why would you immediately assume it was that? Let's keep going. Duck said, I knew this whole time that he was shady. Just had a feeling something like this would come out eventually. Now, why would you say that, Duck? Duck, I'm confused. Why would you say that, though? Why would you? Was he giving signs this entire time? Listen, his whole Discord group is fucked. Everybody in that group knew that he was on some freak shit. Let's keep going. Everybody knew he was on some freak shit, bro. I swear to you they did. Somebody else said, Dave, ... kill. Someone, and then that person responded again, yes, D4vd killed someone. And someone else responds, quoting what he said in the past, quote unquote, we both know what I have to do, was subtly hinting at him killing his ex. Mind you, at the time, we didn't even know who D4vd's ex was. We didn't know David had Celeste or anybody. We just knew that there was a dead girl in his car, right? These people already knew. Listen, people in his Discord knew information that we're finding out today. Months later, they already knew this shit. Was subtly hinting at him killing his ex. This is before we knew it was a female in that car. They didn't even know the gender. But how would this person know that, he was hinting at killing his ex? What ex? Let's keep going. Someone else says, I swear to God, been telling this guy that he got to be careful. Now this is what happened. And again, find these people and go through their hard drive. Get their little computer and go through that hard drive. I'm sure you'll find some CSAM in there. Since you guys are mad at me saying CP, who gives a fuck? It's the bad stuff. The CP. Someone said, I swear to God, I'd been telling this guy that he got to be careful. Now this would happen. What does that mean? Mind you, this is someone that just found out. The only information that this person has right now is that body found in Tesla belonging to David. That's it. I told him to be careful. Careful with what? The minors? Is that what you told him to be careful about? Let's keep going. Someone says, David catching bodies. Then that same person responds, this boy got a collab left and right just for this shit to happen. Someone responds to a message that says, David couldn't hurt a fly. They say, bro could be a crazy ass motherfucker. How could you know this? Someone else responds to that same message that David couldn't hurt a fly. They say, I believe that David would do it. Someone responds to that same person saying that they were warning David. It says, I think he let someone borrow it. Then that happened because he was in Chicago when that happened. Someone responds, dude could have just left the body there. And that's exactly what he did. It's not that deep, folks. The crime is not that elaborate. It's not that deep half the time. It's never going to be some big, crazy, elaborate scheme of blackmail, and the deep state is framing David to uprise the minority population. It's none of that bullshit. David's a fucking idiot who left a dead girl in his car, and everybody's trying to cope with that fact. Someone else says, disgustingly, like, what if it was his girl and she wanted to be bagged up? Someone responds to that saying, that's some kinky shit. And I will say, these are probably children. It seems as though David surrounded himself with a lot of fucking people under the age of appropriate hanging out with, for lack of better words. So these comments, are probably coming from kids. That's all I could say. Last thing I'm going to read. Caesar says, everyone in this server is equally as guilty. We knew. You goddamn right y'all knew. Of course. And then that person says, at David, they're going to call you pretty boy in jail, bro. You're going to get cracked by dudes. And, I don't even know if David would really be fully against that, to be honest, right? So let's keep that in mind with the timeline. David, right? Celeste gets found in David's trunk. We don't know it's Celeste. We just know it's a human being and it's David's car. Slowly information trickles out. You know, it's a girl. Her name's Celeste. You know, David's very quiet, seemingly very quiet, but behind the scenes, he's still playing Fortnite. He's still partying, and he's still in his Discord servers. Take a look at what he posted on his Discord on 7/7/25. So this is what was that, May, June, July, right? July 7th. This is way after Celeste has been found. He says this. Bro wanted us to know someone got hacked internally. And then somebody just responded, broken heart. But if you get it, he's kind of doing a pun, you know, a little play on words right there. Someone got hacked, like in the server, in the Discord. Oh, someone got hacked. But then he said internally. What does that mean, David? Dude is making jokes about his own murder. And I'm going to leave y'all with that. David out here making jokes about his own murder, thinking that he's actually going to get away. And at this point in time, what is it, July? At this point in time, I think a lot of the information was like, we may never know how she died. It may only be the movement of a body that's a misdemeanor. David thought this shit was wrapped up over. We're getting back to life, and I'm going to start making jokes about this shit until the mother load dropped on him. But anyways, folks, I'm going to catch y'all later. Stay away from that one little thing that's going around in the world. Stay away from that. Stay inside, stay safe. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace.